Hi guys, since my last broadcast the air conditioner broke down and I had to get a new one put in, and I've got an inverter now, which is a completely different system, and I haven't got it turned off today. It's very whisper quiet and saves a lot of electric and everything, and I'm now an expert, foremost expert on air conditioners. So maybe we can make some videos about that, but I'm just explaining why it's been so long since you saw a video. Normally we try to make them every couple of days. Now what we're going to talk about today is our Roland FA-06. It's a popular topic on this channel, and I've had some subscribers wanting me to show them how to use it with the DAW. They've been getting some issues with the DAW. So we have the Roland FA-06 connected to a laptop here, and only one cable is involved, the USB cable, and we're using the vendor provided driver, the Roland FA-06 latest driver, and as a result of that we can get both MIDI and digital audio to flow along the same cable. That's quite incredible. Okay, so in the first video of the series we showed you how to actually hook up your system so that you would have your audio and MIDI in and out ports visible in your DAW. First you install the driver, then you hook on the keyboard, and then finally you open up your DAW when it's all installed, and you go to where your options are located and your ports are set up, and you set up your MIDI in and out ports and your audio in and out ports. So if you've already done that, fine. If you haven't done that, then you need to go and watch the video that specifically shows you how to do that. Link is in the description below. MIDI information does not produce any sound. It's just the information, and it can come from one of two sources. It can come from playing the keys, which is musical information, a track of music, or it can come from turning the knobs and pressing the switches, which is a control surface function. Roland emulates the Mackie control surface, and if you have that integrated with your DAW, then you can you use these knobs and buttons to well, for example, the start-stop buttons will start your recording in your DAW on the computer, and you can assign various levels or pan or whatever you want to the knobs. That's the control function. Those are being used as controls, or remote controls if you prefer, for your DAW. Now you can also now have another stream of information going from your FA-06 into your computer, and that would be audio information. And that audio, that digital audio information, can either be the sound engine of the Roland, or an audio source that's plugged into your guitar and mic jack at the back, or both mixed together. Now the information coming from your DAW or computer system back into the FA-06 can either be audio, in which case it simply mixes with the audio, any audio that's produced by the internal Roland FA-06 generators. Or it can be MIDI, in which case all it can do is play the sounds in your FA-06. So it's nothing more elaborate than that, but because of these multiple informations flying along the cable, some confusion results on the user's part. Now normally you turn off the local keyboard switch so that when you play on the keys, instead of activating the sound engine, the MIDI information from the keys goes straight into your DAW. And if you want it to actually play the sound engine, it makes a trip up to your DAW and back down. That's where the latency comes about. But the timing is going to be important if you have recorded tracks that you're trying to play along with. As soon as you hear the information in your ears of the pre-recorded information, you're going to start playing. And if your playing is going to be in time with what you're actually playing along with, then it's going to have to be a fairly short period of time between what you hear and your information being recorded in your DAW. That's what latency is all about. It's delay in the information stream that causes a timing error between the tracks you already played and the tracks you're now trying to play. You can see we have both an audio and a MIDI track. We recorded the audio and the MIDI playing simultaneously on the USB cable. We can change the MIDI to playback on a different channel. If we change the tone on the MIDI channel, all we did was change the tone from piano to pure wheel. And now when we play back, the audio recorded piano mixes with the pure wheel played with the identical MIDI recording. This only has the weakness in that my playing was adjusted to piano. If I was playing organ, I would have had a different touch. But here's how it sounds. The next thing we're going to do is to record another 2 tracks of MIDI and audio while we listen to these 2. So essentially what will be happening at that point in time is that MIDI will be flying in both directions on the cable, and so will audio, because the audio will be playing back and recording, and the MIDI will be playing back and recording at the same time. So you will have both streams going in both directions. Here you can see our 4 channels that we've recorded. In the first take, we recorded the blue piano track at the top, along with the playing in the MIDI, which is below. So the first MIDI in pink is the 4-part harmony. The second MIDI below it, which is in grey, is block chords which were played with the strings. And then the final part at the bottom track contains the entire audio, both the mixed audio from the keyboard as well as the audio that was recorded previously. So I haven't noticed any latency with just these single tracks, pinging them back and forth, and clearly the cable is capable of carrying stereo audio in both directions and MIDI data at one time. The second MIDI recording playing the strings. One thing you don't want to ever do is either turn off your FA-06 or pull out your MIDI cable before closing your DAW. Another useful tidbit I discovered is that when you turn on the DAW control, you may have local switch set to off, but that only applies while the DAW button is pushed. The instant you turn off that, you can play the tone again. When that is on, the switch is off. If you wish to set it without using the DAW control, then you have to go to Menu, System Options, Local Switch is under the Sound section, and you can turn it off there. So that actually overrides the one in the DAW. The DAW is only active when the button is pushed.